Hello friends, welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today I picked up 3 more great stories for us, and in this episode I have a first little story about a lady who didn't know how she got into a closed shop and tried to buy stuff there. Second story about a manager who took care inside, but he didn't expect how his boss would react to it, and a third story about why someone can't use the elevator. We're not open yet, lady. Not sure if this fits here because I actually did work at this establishment. Back in high school, I was a part of a team that helped set up a brand new hardware store in my small hometown. The construction of the store was about 90% finished. We were in the process of setting up and stocking shelves, creating aisleways, and generally planning the layout of the store. During this time, only about half of the light fixtures were ever running at a time in order to save money during construction. Even though there were checkout lanes constructed, the registers were not yet installed. The only way to enter the building was to manually push open the automatic sliding glass doors in the front of the store. Nobody was required to wear any sort of store uniform. Absolutely nothing about the appearance of this store would hint that we were open for business. So one day, I'm stocking some shelves in the home and garden department, and I'm approached by a lady I didn't recognize. We'll refer to this lady as OL, for Oblivious Lady. She was carrying a few boxes of stuff in her arms, because we had no carts yet. Oh well, where's the camping section? Figuring she was just another new employee, I made a small introduction before pointing her towards the general location of our camping section. Oh well, do you mind walking with me? I get lost easily. In hindsight, this should have been my first clue that something wasn't right. On the way there, I noticed that the boxes she was carrying did not belong in the camping section. Me. Actually, I think that hot plate belongs in the appliances section. Oh well. Yeah, that's where I got it from. Me. Okay, why are you moving it to the camping section? Oh well. I'm not. I need this stuff for a camping trip. Me. Is manager okay with that? Oh well. Who's that? Me. Wait, you work here, right? Oh well. No, I'm shopping for stuff for my camping trip. Me. We're not open for business yet. Oh well. But I need this stuff. Me. I don't think you understand. We have no way to sell any of this stuff to you. The grand opening isn't for another week. Oh well. I've been shopping around for half an hour and nobody told me you weren't open. I need this stuff and you're telling me I can't purchase it? Me. That's correct. Oh well. How rude. Me. Laughing. Hold on, let me get my manager. So I grab my manager from his office and tell him the story. We find the lady in the camping section pulling items off the barely stocked shelf. Manager. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. This store isn't open for business yet, and you're trespassing on our property. Oh well, I'm just trying to buy stuff for my camping trip. We finally had to walk her to the front of the store and point out that the registers were not even installed. Then we walked her to the sliding glass doors, pushed them open, and told her to have a nice day. Not gonna lie, I half expected her to try and claim she'd been shopping there for years. And our second story. I almost got in trouble with a manager I never worked under. So a few months ago, I stopped working at a large chain retail grocery store. I'd worked there for around 2 years. They don't necessarily have a set uniform. Each department wears something slightly different, but still with the store logo. Sometimes if you're just filling in or are a new starter or temp without a uniform, you can just wear smart clothes, but still with a name tag. Cut to earlier today. I'd just been to an interview, so I was wearing a somewhat smart outfit, blouse and black trousers. I'd popped into the said store for some groceries on my way home. I'm only planning on getting a few things, so I don't take a basket. I'm a bit of a neat freak when it comes to stores, so as I was looking for my products, I'd also straighten the shelves a little. You can't tell me nobody else does this. Suddenly, a middle-aged woman approached me and asked where she could find hemp milk. Me. Oh, sorry, I don't work here, but I believe it's in aisle 24 or 26. Her. Already annoyed. Listen, I've had a busy day and I don't have time for your games. I can see you straightening shelves. You work here. Now take me to the hemp milk. It's for my daughter's husband. He's got a milk allergy and I just want some hemp milk. Me. I understand, but I don't work here. Her. Loudly. Obviously irate. Stop messing with me, you fat cow. I've seen you working here. I just witnessed you straightening the shelves. I've told you I've had a busy day. Now take me to the milk so I can go home. Me. I honestly don't know where it would be. I'm sorry, but I need to get home myself. So I move around her to carry on with my day, but as I do so, a manager I don't recognize walks down the aisle. The lady screams at him about me not helping her. I turn to him to explain that I don't work there, but before I can say anything, she's shouting and pointing at me, and there are customers around us watching what's going on. The manager is obviously new to the store and is likely embarrassed at the other customers looking at us, so asked the lady and I if we could come to the back of the store. There's a couple of security rooms at the rear of the store for interviewing irate customers and staff that have broken rules, lost money, etc. I try to explain through her shouting that I don't work there, but follow along anyway. The manager asks the lady to wait in one room while he opens the door to the next one for me and waves me inside. Before I can speak, he starts by saying that as a new starter, I should be trying to make a good impression on the company, and that I can expect to be fired for ignoring and being rude to a customer like that. Before I've entered, one of the supervisors I used to know well comes into the hallway the rooms are on. It connects the shop floor to the colleague toilets, and sees me. He immediately starts chatting, asking how I am, etc. He then realizes I'm going into a sec room and questions it. I explain that a customer thinks I'm being a rude employee, and I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise to explain to this manager that I don't work here. The old supervisor immediately starts laughing at the predicament, saying that I left months ago, and the manager, still holding the door, flushes bright red with embarrassment. He starts apologizing profusely to me, stating that he's new here and hadn't had a chance to meet all the colleagues properly. He even offered me some vouchers. Luckily, I'm in pretty good spirits and laugh it off. Poor guy seems stressed beyond belief. I left to go to the shop floor as he went in to speak to the customer, so I don't know how she took the news, but hopefully he came out alive. Even if he is new and doesn't know all the staff yet, instead of telling you, he should have let you talk when you tried to tell him that you're not an employee. I hope the embarrassment of your old boss will stop him from immediately accepting the client side and take time to listen to the employee side of the story too, since anyone who publishes and or reads stories here knows that some clients will double up and lie. And our next story. You're not allowed to use this elevator. I work in an IT firm, and we have an office in a penthouse of a 30-floor building. I usually just use the express elevator, 20 to 30, to skip off the lower floors. But one day, the building decided to put an elevator attendant, and I had a weird encounter. "You are not allowed to use this elevator," the attendant said in a soft yet stern voice. "Sorry?" I responded, quite confused. "All employees must use the service elevator," she explained. "By the way, the service elevators are behind the building. I had to go out again and enter from the rear entrance. I'd never used it before, but I heard it's supposed to stop on every floor for the whole 30 floors. But this is a commercial building. Everyone going up these elevators are employees, unless maybe I'm the owner, but then would use the VIP elevators instead." I chuckled a bit and just found it interesting, but I think I managed to hit a nerve because she raised her voice in response. "Don't be such a smartass. Move along or I'll report you to your station." She took her walkie-talkie and threatened to phone me in. Okay. I didn't want to have any confrontation early in the morning, so I just stepped back. I am a little early today, so I just went to the lobby and asked the staff from the front desk if they changed some rules regarding the elevators and told her my story. I don't want to be breaking any new rules, but isn't it harsh to force us to use the service elevator? Also, we never even refused any notice. I told her as soon as I finished my story. "We've got strict new rules implementing regarding our elevator policy. May I see your ID? I'll call your station manager to verify if your department received the memo," she politely responded, so I gave her my ID. "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. This is just a big misunderstanding. I'm sorry." She immediately asked some staff roaming around to accompany me back to the elevator and see that I was allowed to get in. "This way, sir," said the staff. Then he proceeded to treat me as if I was new to the building and didn't know the way, guiding me on every turn. I'm quite offended they didn't even give an explanation, but I just let it go. I used a different elevator, and the other attendant tried to stop me again from entering, but the staff stopped her and whispered something. She immediately greeted me with a pleasure and apologized to the delay and pressed the floor I was supposed to go to without asking me where. The curiosity is killing me. I must know what really happened, and I think they should at least give me some form of explanation. Gladly, I was the only passenger, so I asked the attendant, "What really happened here? Care to explain?" I'm sorry, sir. It's just a misunderstanding. You see, we are quite new and we were not instructed to always check for IDs first, she replied with a quiver in her voice. And? I'm still confused. It's just, we're told that building employees are no longer allowed to use express elevator. The other attendants may have mistaken you for one, she hastily explained. Ding! The elevator stopped without me understanding it yet, so I just left and went on. A janitor mopping the floor greeted me as I walked by, and I greeted him back. Nice shirt, I said. New uniform, he replied. Finally, connecting the dots, I didn't think about it immediately, probably because I never had my morning coffee yet, and we don't have a strict dress code. I don't wear business clothing, and I'm currently wearing a t-shirt that looked exactly like their new gray uniform. I see, I chuckled. Note to self, never use this shirt again for work. Maintenance staff aren't good enough to use the nice fast elevators? First, the maintenance folk likely work harder than many of the other people. Second, if I needed maintenance to come to my workspace, water pipe broken, toilet overflowing, throw up on the floor, whatever, I'd much rather they're allowed to use the fastest elevator we have. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.